Have you ever woken up and felt like your body was still asleep? Your eyes open, but your limbs are heavy, your head foggy. And when you finally sit up, the room spins just a little too much. Some people say it's just getting old. But what if it's not? What if there's something simple, something incredibly small, that could change how you feel every morning? For years, I thought it was just part of life. The dizziness, the low energy, the need for 2 cups of coffee just to feel human. But one morning, I heard something that stopped me in my tracks. Drinking water in the morning can actually make you feel worse. I paused. Isn't water supposed to be good for you? Isn't that what every doctor, every article, every health guru says? But the man speaking wasn't just anyone. He was a physician with decades of experience, and he looked vibrant. Not just healthy, but calm, balanced, alive. And what he said next completely changed how I start my day. He said, "When you wake up, your blood volume is at its lowest. If you drink plain water, you dilute your body's remaining electrolytes, especially sodium. That makes you even more dehydrated." It sounded crazy, until I tried it. Just a glass of warm water, a pinch of natural sea salt, and the juice of half a fresh lemon. That's it. No magic pills, no expensive supplements, no fancy detox. Just lemon, salt, water. But the result? Within days, I woke up with more energy. I didn't feel faint when I stood up. My digestion improved. My skin looked better. And for the first time in a long time, I actually wanted to go for a walk. Instead of forcing myself. I thought it was just me, until I shared it with a friend. 72 years old, diabetic, always exhausted by noon. She tried it for a week. By the second morning, she said she woke up smiling, and she hadn't done that in months. Now, I want to ask you something. Have you ever felt tired, even after a full night's sleep? Do you sometimes feel dizzy when you stand up? Have you been told to drink more water, but it never seems to help? If you answered yes to any of those, I want you to stay with me, because in the next few minutes, we're going to uncover why this tiny morning drink might be the missing piece you didn't know you were missing. It's simple, it's cheap, it's natural, and it might just change everything. But I want you to promise me one thing. If anything I share resonates with you, if you've ever felt what I'm describing, please leave a comment. Not just for me, but for someone else who might read it and realize they're not alone. And if you find this helpful, I hope you'll pass it on to your daughter, your son, your neighbor, because what you learn today could help someone you love feel better tomorrow. Now, take a deep breath, grab a cup of warm water, and let's begin. For most of my life, I believed something very simple. Drink more water, and you'll be healthier. It sounds obvious, right? We've been told since we were children, drink 8 glasses a day, hydrate first thing in the morning. Water is life. But here's the truth. I wish someone had told me sooner. Drinking plain water, especially in the morning, might be one of the worst things you can do for your body. I know how that sounds. It shocked me too. How could something so harmless be making me feel worse? Let me explain. When you wake up in the morning, your body is in a very delicate state. You've just gone 7 or 8 hours without food, without water, and without movement. Your blood volume is at its lowest. Your cortisol, your stress hormone, is at its highest. And then, what do most people do? They reach for a big glass of plain water, sometimes cold, sometimes a whole liter. And what happens? They unknowingly dilute the little bit of sodium still in their bloodstream. They flush away vital minerals, sodium, potassium, magnesium, that are essential to keep the heart beating steadily, the muscles working properly, and the brain feeling sharp. And then they wonder, why do I feel dizzy when I stand up? Why is my heart racing? Why do I feel more tired after I drink water? Here's the missing piece. Hydration is not just about water. It's about electrolytes. Without enough salt, especially natural, unprocessed salt, your body can't hold on to the water you drink. It passes right through you. That's why you can feel dry even after drinking all day. Think about it this way. Elite athletes, those people who seem to defy aging, don't just drink water. They monitor their electrolyte levels constantly. They take salt before and after workouts. Why? Because salt helps retain fluid. It helps balance blood volume. It helps regulate cortisol. And cortisol, that morning spike in stress hormone, is one of the main reasons people feel anxious, jittery, or irritable when they wake up. Guess what naturally brings cortisol down? Sodium. Yes, that same mineral we've been told to avoid like the plague. But here's what nobody tells you. The right kind of salt, like Himalayan pink salt or Baja Gold, is not the same as heavily processed table salt. It contains dozens of trace minerals. It supports healthy blood pressure, not harms it. And when you add just a pinch of it to your water with lemon, you transform it from something depleting to something restorative. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt worse after drinking water in the morning? Have you ever had to pee constantly, yet still felt thirsty? Do you rely on coffee to feel awake, but crash by noon? These could be signs that your hydration is missing salt. And that's why we're not just talking about lemon water. We're talking about lemon salt water. It might seem like a small shift, but for your cells, for your nerves, for your kidneys, for your heart, it's a revolution. The science is there. The stories are there. And soon, you'll hear about one woman who tried it for just 30 days, and it changed everything. But before we get to her story, let me say this. If your doctor told you to avoid salt, ask them, what kind of salt? Ask them, how much potassium, magnesium, and chloride do I need to balance it? Because balance, not restriction, is the key to lasting health. We've feared salt for too long. It's time to understand it, and to use it wisely. And when paired with lemon, a fruit packed with vitamin C, citric acid, and powerful antioxidants, you've got a drink that not only hydrates, but heals. So the next time you reach for that glass of plain water in the morning, pause. Ask yourself, am I actually helping my body, or stripping it of what it needs? The answer might surprise you. Helen was 68 when her body finally said, enough. It wasn't a loud crash. There was no dramatic fainting, no ambulance, just a quiet moment at the kitchen sink, staring out the window, holding her breath, hoping the spinning would stop. That morning, she'd stood up too fast. Again. Her vision blurred, her hands trembled, and as she gripped the counter, a wave of exhaustion rolled over her like a tide she couldn't fight. It's just age, she whispered to herself, the way she always did. But deep down, she knew something was wrong. Helen had always been active. A retired school teacher, mother of 3, grandmother of 5. She was the kind of woman who never sat still. But in the past year, everything had changed. She'd wake up tired. She'd get lightheaded doing simple tasks. Her memory started to slip, and her doctor, well, he'd simply said, "You're getting older, Helen. Make peace with it." But Helen wasn't ready to give up. Not yet. It was her granddaughter, Lily, who first mentioned that lemon water thing. She'd seen it in a video online. "It's just a drink, Grandma," she said. "Salt, lemon, water. Try it. What's the worst that could happen?" Helen laughed at first. She'd tried every health tip under the sun. Vitamin pills, green powders, hydration apps on her phone. Nothing stuck. Nothing helped. But the next morning, still sore from a night of restless sleep, she squeezed half a lemon into a cup. She added a pinch of pink salt. She stirred it into warm water and took a sip. It wasn't magical. It wasn't even pleasant. But something about it felt grounding. She drank it again the next day, and the next. By the end of the first week, Helen noticed something odd. She didn't feel dizzy when she stood up. Her skin didn't feel as dry, and she made it to noon without her usual crash. By the end of the second week, she woke up before her alarm. She walked down the stairs without clinging to the railing. She smiled at herself in the mirror, not out of vanity, but out of surprise. Her eyes were clearer. Her headaches were gone. Her mood, lighter. She told her son, David. He rolled his eyes. "You're saying lemon water cured you?" he asked. "No," she smiled. "But I think it helped my body remember how to heal." She kept going. By week 3, she added a second glass in the afternoon. She found herself walking to the park more often. She read books again, real books, not just articles on her phone. And by the 4th week, something happened she hadn't expected. She forgot about the dizziness. She stopped counting her steps, her pills, her symptoms. She started living again. One morning, Lily came over with a surprise. She'd made a small notebook titled, Grandma's Lemon Log. Inside were notes Helen had written each day. Little observations. Didn't need a nap. Walked 2 miles with Judy. Laughed so hard I cried. Helen held the notebook to her chest. Not because of the pages, but because of what they meant. She had proof. Proof that one small habit could ripple outward, into every corner of her life. Today, at 69, Helen still drinks her lemon salt water every morning. She still adds a bit of stevia sometimes. She's even convinced her bridge club to try it. "It's not a miracle," she says. "It's just what my body needed, and I'd been ignoring it for too long." Sometimes healing doesn't come in big breakthroughs. Sometimes it starts with a lemon. Drinking plain water first thing in the morning. It sounds healthy, doesn't it? You wake up and before anything else, you drink a big glass of water. That's what everyone says to do. Flush the toxins, hydrate the body, get things moving. But here's the problem. Your body isn't just dry in the morning, it's imbalanced. During sleep, you lose water through breathing and sweat. But you also lose electrolytes, especially sodium. So when you drink plain water first thing, you're not replenishing, you're diluting. This is why so many people feel lightheaded after waking. This is why you pee it all out in 30 minutes and still feel thirsty. Without sodium, your body can't retain fluid. Without sodium, your brain doesn't fire properly. Without sodium, your heart works harder than it needs to. Helen, remember her. Before she started her lemon salt water, she drank 2 glasses of plain water every morning, and still felt parched by noon. She thought it was aging. Turns out, it was misguided hydration. From ignoring low blood pressure, everyone worries about high blood pressure. TV commercials, magazines, doctors, it's always, watch your pressure, keep it low. But what about the opposite? Low blood pressure can be just as dangerous, especially as we age. When blood pressure is too low, your brain doesn't get enough oxygen. That's when you feel dizzy, weak, tired, confused. Some people fall, some pass out, and most of the time, they don't even know what's happening. Here's the kicker. Low blood pressure is often made worse by drinking plain water without salt. Water thins your blood. Salt thickens and supports your blood volume. So if you're already low on volume, and you drink water alone, you drop even further. Helen used to stand up and feel her knees buckle. Once, she even fell near her front steps. Now, she drinks her lemon salt water and walks confidently. That free skipping salt because of old myths. For decades, salt was made out to be the enemy. They told us it caused high blood pressure, heart disease, strokes, so we cut back. We switched to low sodium everything. We cooked without it. We feared it. But science is finally catching up. It wasn't the salt. It was the type of salt. Table salt is heavily processed. It's stripped of minerals. It's often mixed with additives. But natural salt, like Himalayan pink salt or Baja Gold, is full of life. It contains magnesium, potassium, calcium, and dozens of other trace minerals your body needs. The body needs sodium to regulate fluid balance, support nerve transmission, maintain muscle function, stabilize blood pressure, not spike it. Older adults are especially at risk of hyponatremia, low sodium levels. It leads to confusion, fatigue, muscle cramps, and worse. When Helen added just a pinch of pink salt to her water, it was like turning the power back on in her system. Her hand stopped shaking, her thoughts cleared. She felt present again. And drinking too much coffee on an empty stomach, Coffee is a morning ritual for millions of people. Its smell, its warmth, it brings comfort. But here's what most people don't realize. Coffee first thing, on an empty stomach, without hydration, is like pouring fuel on a fire that's already unstable. Why? Because coffee is a diuretic. It makes you lose water. It also raises cortisol, your stress hormone that's already peaking at 8 a.m. Helen loved her morning coffee, but she used to drink it before anything else. No food, no water, no salt. And every day, by 10 a.m., she felt jittery, anxious, and strangely tired. Now, she drinks her lemon salt water first, waits 30 minutes, then enjoys her coffee with calm energy, not chaos. Just a small change, but a powerful one. Avoiding salt due to high blood pressure fears. We touched on this earlier, but it's worth going deeper. Many older adults avoid salt entirely because of outdated advice. Doctors once believed that all salt raised blood pressure, but studies now show it's the balance of minerals that matters. People with high blood pressure often need more potassium and magnesium, not just less salt. And when salt is removed completely, the body loses its ability to hold water. That causes dehydration, fatigue, and, ironically, more pressure on the cardiovascular system. The solution? Choose your salt wisely. Helen switched from regular table salt to Baja Gold. It has only 70% sodium. Rest is magnesium, potassium, and trace minerals. Her pressure stayed stable. Her energy improved. Her legs stopped swelling by the afternoon. Salt isn't the enemy. Unbalanced salt is. Using bottled lemon juice with pesticides. Let's talk lemons. They seem simple, right? But not all lemons are created equal. Bottled lemon juice, unless organic, often contains artificial preservatives, lower vitamin C, hidden pesticides, and even worse, citrus fruits absorb pesticides through their skin. So even if you're just squeezing the juice, those chemicals can end up in your drink. Helen used to buy lemon juice in a bottle because it was easier, but she didn't realize it was giving her mild stomach discomfort. Now she buys organic fresh lemons, cuts them in half each morning, and squeezes them fresh. No chemicals, no discomfort, just real, living vitamin C. And not using a straw, risking tooth enamel lemon is acidic. That's what gives it that fresh, zesty flavor we love. But here's the catch. Acid wears down tooth enamel over time. Helen noticed her teeth becoming more sensitive. At first, she thought it was age, but then her dentist asked, "Do you drink lemon water every day?" The solution was simple. Use a straw. When you sip lemon water through a straw, it bypasses most of your teeth, reducing contact with enamel. Afterward, rinse your mouth with plain water. Don't brush right away. Brushing too soon can actually do more damage. It's such a small adjustment, but it could save your smile. Failing to address kidney stone risks. Lemon water can be a kidney's best friend, or worst enemy, depending on how you use it. Here's what you need to know. Citric acid in lemon helps prevent kidney stones. It binds with calcium oxalate, reducing crystal formation. But if you drink lemon water without enough magnesium or water throughout the day, it may not help much. And if your lemon juice comes from a bottle with added sugars, that actually increases kidney stone risk. Helen's husband, George, once struggled with kidney stones. Now, he drinks fresh lemon water, adds magnesium supplements, and drinks steadily all day. No stones since. And overloading on sugar instead of natural hydration. Many people dislike the tart taste of lemon water, so they add sugar, or honey, or flavored syrups. And just like that, the healthy drink becomes a sugary beverage. That spikes blood sugar, feeds bad gut bacteria, and drains your energy. Helen used to add a teaspoon of honey. Then she switched to liquid stevia, just a drop or two. Now it tastes like lemonade without the sugar crash. You don't have to sacrifice taste for health. Just be smarter with your sweetness. 4. Only drinking water when you're thirsty. By the time you feel thirsty, your body is already behind. especially as we age, the thirst signal gets weaker. That means older adults may go hours, sometimes all day, without proper hydration. Helen never felt thirsty in the morning, so she didn't drink. But once she learned that hydration is proactive, not reactive, she created a habit. 1 glass before coffee, 1 in the afternoon, small sips throughout the day, and the result? Better skin, better digestion, better sleep. Thirst is not always a reliable guide, but routine is. My morning lemon salt water ritual with recipe. Start simple. Start early. As soon as you wake up, before coffee, before breakfast, do this. Warm up a cup of filtered water, not hot, just warm. Squeeze half a fresh organic lemon into it. Add a pinch of Himalayan pink salt or Baja Gold optional. Add 1 to 2 drops of liquid stevia if you want a sweeter taste. Drink slowly. Sit quietly while sipping. Let it settle in your body before you begin your day. Helen calls this her morning anchor. She says it resets her mood, her energy, her digestion, everything, and it only takes 2 minutes. Use mineral-rich salt, not table salt. Not all salt is created equal. Avoid white, refined table salt, low-sodium salts with chemical additives. Choose Himalayan pink salt, rich in 80+ trace minerals. Baja Gold contains only 70% sodium. The rest is magnesium, potassium, calcium. Why? Because your body needs more than sodium. It needs a full electrolyte profile to balance fluids, energy, and nerve signals. Helen switched to Baja Gold after reading about it online. Her legs stopped cramping. She said her head felt lighter, like a fog had lifted. Just a pinch a day can make a difference. They use the whole lemon, peel and all. Blend it. Here's a trick Helen learned from her neighbor, a retired nutritionist. Instead of just squeezing the juice, try this. Wash an organic lemon thoroughly. Cut it into small pieces, peel and all. Remove seeds if you want. Blend with a glass of water. Add your pinch of salt. Drink slowly. Yes, use a straw. Why? Because the peel contains powerful flavonoids, natural plant chemicals that support liver detox, reduce inflammation, improve skin and vascular health. Helen does this once or twice a week. She says it gives her a clarity boost that plain lemon water doesn't. Bonus, the fiber in the peel helps with digestion too. Drink it before coffee. After waking, caffeine is powerful. But when taken on an empty stomach, especially without hydration, it can raise stress, cause jitters, and irritate digestion. That's why timing matters. Helen used to drink coffee first, but when she started drinking lemon salt water first, her mornings changed. Try this. Wake up. Sit calmly. Drink your lemon salt water slowly. Wait at least 15-30 minutes. Then enjoy your coffee, with less stress and more stability. Your stomach will thank you. So will your heart. Pair it with magnesium and potassium. Electrolytes work best together. Sodium is just one part of the puzzle. Your body also needs magnesium, helps relax muscles, supports sleep and nerve function. Potassium, balances blood pressure, supports the heart and kidneys. Ways to add them. A banana or avocado at breakfast, rich in potassium. A handful of pumpkin seeds or leafy greens for magnesium. Or use electrolyte powder, but choose one without added sugar. Helen takes a magnesium supplement in the evening and eats spinach or sweet potato often. She says her sleep has never been better. Use a straw and rinse your mouth after. This may sound small, but it protects something precious. Your smile. Acid from lemon can wear down enamel over time. That's why dentists recommend using a straw every time you drink lemon water, rinsing your mouth with plain water afterward. Waiting at least 30 minutes before brushing your teeth, Helen keeps a glass straw in her kitchen drawer. She even bought an extra one for her husband, George. It's silly how one straw helped my teeth feel less sensitive, she laughs. But it's true. Sometimes the smallest tools make the biggest difference. See, blend lemon peel once a week for extra nutrients. Most people throw away the peel, but that's where many of the lemon's powerful antioxidants live. Here's how to use it wisely. Choose an organic lemon to avoid pesticide residue. Cut into chunks, peel and all remove seeds, blend with water, plus pinch of salt. Sip slowly, maybe with stevia or mint for taste. Helen does this every Sunday. She calls it her reset drink. She says it helps with digestion, focus, and even her joint stiffness. Think of it like a weekly gift to your liver and gut. Make a stevia lemonade for taste, no sugar. Not everyone loves the tartness of lemon. But instead of sugar or honey, try liquid stevia. Just 2-3 drops in your lemon salt water turns it into a light, refreshing lemonade, with zero impact on blood sugar. Helen's grandkids even drink it chilled in the summer. No soda, no artificial drinks. Just lemon, salt, water, and stevia. It's sweet enough to enjoy, and smart enough to serve to the whole family. Add a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, optional booster. Want to take it to the next level? Add 1 tablespoon of raw apple cider vinegar, with the mother, to your lemon water. Benefits include supports digestion and stomach acid, helps with blood sugar regulation, acts as a mild natural detoxifier. Helen tried this twice a week. She said it helped her feel lighter after meals and eased some of her heartburn symptoms. Start slow, always dilute. And check with your doctor if you have reflux or sensitive stomach. 10. Build a hydration habit, not a one-time fix. None of this works if it's done once. Hydration is a daily commitment. Your body needs it consistently, especially as you age. Helen sets reminders. Morning glass before coffee, afternoon refill with stevia, evening sip with magnesium. She treats it like brushing her teeth. Not optional, just part of living well. Make it part of your rhythm. It's not about perfection. It's about the pattern. And the reward. Clarity. Calm. Comfort. You don't need a dozen pills. You don't need another trendy diet. You don't need to chase complicated fixes. Sometimes health begins with something so simple, we almost miss it. A glass of warm water, a squeeze of lemon, a pinch of salt, a quiet moment before the day begins. That's where Helen found her strength again. That's how her mornings stopped feeling like battles and started feeling like beginnings. She didn't reverse time. She didn't become someone else. She simply listened to her body and gave it what it needed. And now, it's your turn. If you've ever felt tired before the day even started, if you've ever stood up too fast and felt the world tilt, if you've ever thought, is this just aging? Then maybe, just maybe, your body is asking for something simple. Try it. One morning, one glass. See how you feel. And if it makes a difference, even a small one, don't keep it to yourself. Tell someone, your spouse, your neighbor, your grown-up children. Because this isn't just about feeling better. It's about remembering that healing can be soft, gentle, and wonderfully natural. So tomorrow morning, ask yourself, why not start with a lemon? If this resonated with you, please leave a comment below. Tell me how it went. And if you know someone who might need this, share it with them. You never know whose morning it might change.